Imagine you're a 10-year-old girl in Tanzania. You wake up every day, you have no water, you have no food. You're responsible to go get water. You know that in a few short months, when December comes up, you're going to have to participate in what's called FGM, female genital mutilation. Then as soon as that's finished, you know that you're going to be married to somebody as soon as you start menstruating. Every day you're walking to water, you're gathering food for your family, and these things happen, and then you're married to someone and you leave your family and you leave your village and you go live somewhere else where you don't know anybody. And usually your husband is 30, 40 years older than you. So you're just a child, he's a grown man, and that's your life every day. And you just have baby after baby with this man who's 30, 40 years your senior. You never have opportunity. You never have education. Now you don't have your family because you've been taken from them and married to someone far away. And that's the life that these women are living.
Water is the cornerstone in some of these countries. It relies on the women and children to produce all of the water. So the men go off and do their thing, but every single day, like Lindsay was saying, the young women will carry a 40-pound jerry can, approximately 3.7 miles. That's the average time. Over 200 million hours of time is spent by women and children gathering water.
Crazy.
And we felt like with the water filters that Lindsay was talking about, we could provide a solution where they can be in their homes so that they have water that's clean, because oftentimes they'll go to these wells and boreholes, they'll come back with dirty water. So then they've got to boil it, and then they've got their home full of smoke, and then it's wasting resources. So there's all these things that compile against a young kid in a developing country that don't allow them to get their education, to get a job, to be able to be productive in society.
What next step did you take with you personally and with your business that kind of led into this other awareness?
It just kind of took its step, one step at a time. But James and I continued conversations, and I was able to learn about Rome through James and some of the water projects. And there were some opportunities to donate some money towards putting a well in their women's center that they're building, and putting water tanks at a school that didn't have a sustainable water solution at their school. And these projects have just been fulfilling to be involved in, to see the amount of people that they impact, to see the real need of water around the world. I was able to go on one of the Rome trips to Tanzania. Awesome. And actually witness the need of water within these communities and witness the impact of FGM. Just be able to watch these women spend all of this time, trying to access water.
One of the important things to keep in mind is the sustainability. That's what makes the synergy between the three organizations work so well. The two nonprofits and a for-profit company. Mm-hmm. When you've got a for-profit company coming in and helping out with funds and human resources and their marketing department and everything else, that gives us the ability to have a lot more sustainability in these countries. So now Rome Humanitarian, with those resources, it gives the ability for Rome to go there twice a year, and maybe now even 3 times a year with Rise. So we'll be able to go there on an ongoing basis, have people on the ground employed through Rome, which supply opportunities for the people in these villages, keep things moving so that we're changing generational, we're having generational effect instead of it just like a one and done charity with a couple snapshots. So that is why this is so amazing that StormWater Pros has stepped in and said, we want to be a long-term partner. And that's where the synergy and the sustainability and the ongoing water conservation is going to affect change.
If I donate $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 each year to this charity, how far does that go?
You can drill a well for $5,000 to $10,000, depending on the soil, depending on how many rocks are there. There's variables, but $5,000 to $10,000 will get you a well for a village that can service up to 2,500 people. And every single one of those wells is now a safe place for these girls to get water, a safe place for these girls to be able to come get water and still go to school. So it changes the trajectory of their lives to be able to have this closer access to clean drinking water. Crazy. So the cool thing what Rome does is we do have employees there in the country that go back and check on the well, make sure it's functioning. And the people that get it, oftentimes we focus on schools and community centers to put wells there. They have to tell us, how are you going to maintain it? Because this pump will break, and they'll come up with ideas. The principals or whoever it is will be like, well, we could charge 50 cents more per family for school fees. And then we do the math and we're like, yeah, so in 2 years, you'll have enough to buy a new pump. Coming up with these ideas by themselves where they have total ownership over that well now.
We believe that water is the solution. Water has what we call a ripple down effect. Access to sustainable water will empower women. It promotes safety. It eliminates the possibility of rape that occurs, and it fuels community growth. We want to be able to provide these communities with these opportunities, and providing water will help this. It'll help, minimize the impacts of FGM. It'll help communities grow and develop. And
I love it.
And it's just a great cause to be a part of. And we're grateful that we found opportunities to be able to work with these companies. And
Clearly your head is in the right place, Brig. And clearly, James, the introduction to what you were doing with your nonprofit was a godsend. What are other ways that you are opening this opportunity up for people to help engage?
Brig.
More Brigs?
Truly, business owners who want to change the culture of their own company. So they have this idea to bring this culture, right, of humanitarian work and impact. But with that becomes sustainability. So it's really hard to have long-term projects as an NGO
Right.
when you don't know what money's coming in. You don't know what donor is going to be here next year. And so when you have companies commit, partnership changes things, because now I can build something and know next year we're going to have these sponsors, these partners are consistent. They're going to help us make this happen. But I think one thing about Rome that I'm actually really, really proud of is that you don't just write a check. You can. I will happily take it. I will never turn down a check. But you get to come. If you want to see what your money is doing, you get to come and you get to participate. You can bring your kids, you can bring your employees and see it with your own eyes. That's been some major feedback from people like Brig.
And I just have to testify of that. I've had the opportunity to do exactly what Lindsay is talking about. I was able to go on these trips, and I was actually able to see where the money went and,
I love it.
and the good that it is doing and performing.